Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of the Retro Wonderkids experiment series, and we are now 3 years on. They're 21 years old, we're in 2023, and we can get to see, who's doing what, and who out of you guys who are starting to really see a pattern emerging for who's becoming the best players in the world and that sort of stuff, and see if your predictions are coming true. So we will go to the shortlist. We've only got the one, I think we do. So the top player now is Romario. He's at PSG. Obviously last year we were in 2020, weren't we? He's now worth 103 million. He was at Liverpool. I think he had moved there this time. Last episode, he's on 225 grand a week. And yeah, he's doing quite well. So 2020, he'd already left PSG, £8 million. And he's just been banging in the goals for fun. He's doing very well. He's doing very, very well indeed. 22 caps, 9 goals, so not so prolific for Brazil, but I mean, it's a big step up. He's still only 21. Chance there for that to be, really caught up in the coming years. Don't know whether they've been friendlies or Copa Americas, competitive games. You don't really know, so it's a bit tough. He made his international debut, scored his first international goal against Argentina. They won the Olympic Games as well at the same time. On the European Super Cup, but he's winning quite a lot. He's not doing too badly. I think that's something we're going to try and look at towards the end as well, is how many trophies they all win, because that's a very good barometer for success as well. So yeah, we'll come back and look at that. The next, oh no, we're on player search. Let's go to player. Okay, Romario is still top, unsurprisingly. We then got Frank Puskas. He's now at Real Madrid. Did he play for Real Madrid in real life? I don't think he did. I think he stayed at did he stay in Hungary his whole career? I think, I'm not too sure. 25 goals in 26 games for Hungary, 22 under 21 caps and 26 goals. He's doing remarkably well. 240 grand a week. Not doing too badly for a player that started out at Southampton. 2020, so he left just after that season. We've got to look at the Euros as well. I've got to remind myself that at the end. 2020 Euros and 2022 World Cup, in fact. We've got 2 tournaments to look at, but since he's gone to Real Madrid, yeah, he has just gone from strength to strength. 14 in 23, 15 in 26 and 25 in 23 this season. Really matured this season. Yeah, he's coming on very, very nicely indeed. A £93 million value. Yeah, some of these are going to start going for some of these fees, I'm sure. 82 million he left Southampton for. Southampton should be rich. Let's have a look. Overview. They are secure. I mean, have they just absolutely wasted their money or something? Transfer history. I mean, they've spent a lot of money on Ben Davis. They're not spending it wisely, let's put it that way. 23 on Sanabria from West Ham, 20 million on Castillo. They're spending Lacazette. Well, they've had Lacazette, okay, fair enough. Rui Patricio from Tottenham, so he's left Wolves to go to Tottenham to then go to Southampton. Yeah, they're spending a lot of money, not all wisely, it must be said. They're still in the Premier League though, from what I've glanced now, I think. The next player is Di Stefano. I think he was already left for Man City by this time last episode. He started at Huddersfield. £90 million, 300 grand a week, and he's got 11 goals in 21 games for Argentina. Not doing too badly, you must agree. This season again, this seems to be a little bit of a pattern. They're all maturing this season. 24 in 31. He's hit double figures for the first time the season before in 31, same amount of games. More assists that season, but his average rating nearly an 8. I mean, absolutely fantastic. He did pretty well here at Huddersfield, to be fair, at 15, 16. A bit of a grounding in time at Man City, but really coming to fruition now. We're not seeing any of these really being loaned out. They are staying at the clubs and either developing in the academies or actually playing, so that's quite an interesting development. I thought some of them might go out on loan. We've then got the the English Roberto Baggio. He's now at Arsenal and he's unhappy. Why is he unhappy? Transfer listed. Let's see if we can have a look. Unhappy. Wants to move to a bigger club. Okay then. He's got 29 in 37 for England. That should be Italy. 9 in 15 in the under 21s. 190 grand a week, worth £88 million. So what has he done? So he's been at Bournemouth. We ended in there with 19 in 36. 70 million he moved to Arsenal for. 15 in 37, 12 in 33, 19. Again, this season was, well, it equalled his, slightly bettered, but in terms of goals and appearances, he equalled his last season at Bournemouth. So he had a bit of a grounding period at Arsenal, time to settle in. Played a lot of football, but still getting 12 and 15 goals isn't to be sniffed at. But getting 19 this season, it's a big change. 12 player matches, up to 7.76. Yeah, that's a big jump for him. So I hope we'll see probably starting to see a bit of a pattern. Maybe the ones that are gonna, make that next step up a little bit, I guess. Eusebio is at Man City. Was he there? Don't think he was. I think he's had a couple. I think he might have actually moved twice then. 37 caps, 30 goals for Portugal. 19 under 21 and 5 under 21 goals. Worth 88 million, 275 grand a week. Let's see what his contract, his release fee is. They does actually have one. A lot of these are probably not on their next contracts now. They've probably been written out of their deals. He's actually started at Man City and he's been there the whole time. Okay, I thought he maybe transferred a few times, but he, again, best season for Man City this season. Only slightly better than last season. He did quite well last season as well, but he's made a big jump in these last two. Very big jumps. He's making a name for himself. He's now a elite attacking midfielder. Yeah, he's looking very good. Coming along very nicely. We've seen a pattern here. A lot of Man City players. Franz Beckenbauer. He's got 30 caps. I think he's the most cap player so far. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he is. 5 goals, 86 million, 375 grand a week. Yeah, we're not seeing so many release fees in these. He started at Newcastle. We obviously knew he'd moved to Man City, and yeah, he's just gone from strength to strength. He's played every game this season. Missed one last season. 9 goals, 6 goals, 13 assists. Yeah, he's banging it. He's bagging it. Be interesting to see who's won the World Cup actually, because a lot of these players, there's not many from one nationality to be honest. It's a bit of a mix and match. A lot of Brazils actually. I'm thinking about it now actually. Chelsea still have Platini, 15 goals and 31 from centre midfield. Not too bad. I wonder if he's keeping Pogba at the team. That'd be something to look at. 270 grand a week, key player. Yeah, 16 goals and 34, 9 goals. Yeah, he's been. I mean, to be fair, apart from the first season when he was 15, 16, he's done very well every season. I think Frank Lampard is possibly Chelsea's top goal scorer. I think he could be well in line to beat it. And we're starting to see maybe a few of these, maybe ones at Chelsea. He ones that started at Man City, Chelsea, maybe Man United. We're possibly going to see them being one club men, possibly. I don't think Platini will go anywhere unless he goes for a humongous fee, someone like Barcelona, Real Madrid, someone like that, or if a Chinese club comes in with ridiculous money at some point, he might do. But we might see a few one club men, actually. Pele, Barcelona, I think I'm pretty sure he was there last episode. 85 million, 350 grand a week, 26 goals is that, I think, in 39 caps. The font's playing my eyes a little bit, but I think it is. It might have got a little bit loud there because I had to get close to the microphone to squint and have a look. My eyes aren't quite what they used to be. Yeah, he left Cardiff for 8 million. And yeah, he's just... I mean, it's not a surprise. A lot of these players, a few of them are going to struggle, but a lot of them are starting to come into their own as expected. This isn't a surprising experiment. It's just an interesting look at a different alternative universe when maybe Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo aren't grabbing all the headlines, and Neymar and stuff like that. It'd be interesting to see that Brazil team actually, how that forms, and getting all these players in. They must be playing with like 1 centre back and like 5 strikers and stuff like that. It'd be an interesting formation. They're either getting beat, but by someone, or they're smashing them 10-0. So that'd be an interesting thing to look at, the Brazil team. Actually, I might do that at the end. Maybe the end of the video episode series rather than the end of the... No, we'll look at it today actually, because the team will change by the time we get to the end. Now, Johan Cruyff was the most valuable player, I think, on the episode 1 or 2, first or second position anyway. Dropped down quite a bit, but he's still doing very well. 9 goals in 31 caps for Holland. 85 million value, 240 grand a week. Yeah, he's not doing... He's another one that could be a one club man. It's 31 in 9, 27 and 4, 32 and 10, 36 and 8. So he's not in his best season. He's in his best form, average rating and that sort of stuff. No player of the matches, which is very bizarre for someone who's getting quite a good average ratings, decent number of goals, decent number of more assists this season. His best season was probably this one here, when he was like 17, 18, 31 games, 9 goals, 9 assists and 3 player of the matches. So he's kind of tailing off a little bit. So that's a strange one, but I mean, we say tailing off, he's still absolutely phenomenal. George Best is still at Tottenham, £79 million value, 14 goals in 31 for Northern Ireland. See, some of these are going to be a bit lower as well, because some of the teams they are actually playing for. So George Best for Northern Ireland. There was Hungary. I mean, he's actually smashing it, but yeah, they're not playing for the best teams, so the players around them maybe aren't the best. 195 grand a week for Georgie Best. He just had his best season goal wise as well, equalled his assists, bested his average rating, and his player of the matches is he's on the rise. So we might see him start pushing the upper positions, for being the best player if he stays at Tottenham as well, or if he gets a move to a bigger club perhaps. But the facilities at Tottenham should allow him to do what he needs to do, I think. Another man from the UK, I was about to say Englishman, but obviously George Best isn't English. He's wanted, in fact, Stanley Matthews. He's at Man United. He's wanted by PSG, and I don't think he started at Man United. I think he started at West Ham. Yeah, he did. He's down here, West Ham. So he's moved already, and already he's wanted by, a giant, PSG. 6 goals in 18 caps for England. Done very well in the under-21s. How's he done for Man United? So he moved for 84 million at the end of the last episode. Did alright for Man United, to be fair. 13 goals in 31 in his first season. Not so many goals since, but his assists are increasing, his average rating is increasing quite dramatically year on year as well. So again, another player on the rise, and it's interesting to see if he goes to PSG, what happens, or if he will be one of these that stays at a club now in England and progresses through there. Another Man United player, Ruud Gullit, another Dutch Man United player. So they've got Johan Cruyff, they've also got Ruud Gullit now. 18 goals in 35 games for Holland, again smashing the under-21s. Worth £77 million, 150 grand a week. Not the biggest wage. Is he not due a new contract anytime? He's until 2026, which will be just after the end of the next episode. He took a while to leave Southampton actually, so here was where we ended. He then had a great season at Southampton, 22 goals in 36 games. Yes, so that's 2 players Southampton have sold for that amount of money, and they're only secure. See, they're just spunking it all away. 83 million goes to Man United, 16 goals in 33 games for them. Not quite as good as his last Southampton season, but still decent. Average rating through the roof. And then a drop in average rating this time, but more games, more goals, more assists, more player matches. So, Southampton, his final season was still his best. So it'd be interesting to see if they've actually done something, because they're doing something in my Arsenal save right now, or as I'm recording this, this is probably coming out after that. I'm a little bit further in, but Southampton is starting to do a little bit of things in English football. And there's another Man United player, it's Lothar Matthäus, another midfielder in there. He's only got 1 goal in 21 caps for Germany. Not really a goal scorer particularly, but he's got good long shots, and his finishing is not great, but good long shots. World class midfielder. 74 million, 180 grand a week until 2027, so that will take him to the next episode. Paul Pogba is still at United because he feels he's important. But so he left. Here's where he left him. Still hasn't scored a goal, but the first 6 games. So goal scoring really isn't this guy's bag. But he had something different to midfield, and obviously for Man United's midfield. But Watford, 34 games, 4 assists, 7-11 is his average. Then went to Man United for £81 million, 2 goals finally, 3 assists, 2 player matches. And then this season, best return by far. Less games, but 5 goals, 7 assists, and a 7.29 average rating. Very much a creator and someone to get the rest of the team ticking over. Stopping the other team doing what they do rather than going through and forming up the goals. But very, very, very good player. Risto Stoichkov, another one who's gone to a Manchester club. I'm pretty sure he hadn't by this point last season. He was still at Leicester, I think. 13 goals in 22 for Bulgaria, 200 grand a week, 69 million pounds. And he's only recently gone, so we left him here with 9 goals in 30. He then got 9 in 33 for Leicester next season. Sort of keeping consistent. Then went to Man City. Same amount of goals, but far less games and a great average rating. And then, he's not coming on maybe quite so much as the other. £66 million though, not to be sniffed at. He's still young, he's still got a lot of time to progress. And I think the goals will be coming. He's got the attributes to suggest he will. I think maybe there's a bit more competition at Man City. I'm going to guess there's probably a few more there. And they've also already got Gabriel Jesus, Aguero, those sorts of guys. Just scrolling down, I've just seen another Man City one, but not yet. Ronaldo is at Roma. He started at Fulham, got relegated. I think he stuck with them, didn't he? I think 110 grand a week, £67 million. He's got his 1 goal in 3 caps in Brazil. Not showing as much faith in 20-year-old Ronaldo as the real Ronaldo got. He was well capped by 20 years of age. He was banging them in for like Barcelona and I think all them sorts by 20 years old, wasn't he? But he stayed at Fulham for a good few years, bit of an up and down club, so they went down first season, did alright in the Championship, getting 15 and 36, then came back up to the Premier League, got 9 and 31, wasn't enough to keep them in, and then he left at the start of that season having 1 and 1 in the Championship, went for £33.5 million to Roma, 2 very good seasons, 13 and 20 and 22 and 21, basically an 8 average rating, and I think that's the best average rating we've seen yet. I don't think we've seen any 8s, but 7.99 right on the cusp. He's coming alive. We're going to see him probably when we come to the next episode when he's 25. I think he's going to be one that makes a big jump. We're going to see some very, very high figures start rocking through for Roma, and I'll be amazed if he's at Roma next in that time as well. He was wanted at one point, I think, by Inter, wasn't he, and a few of the other big boys. They didn't come through. Roma did, and yeah, obviously didn't come through at all because he stayed at Fulham for another 2 years, or year and a bit. Marco van Basten is at Napoli, so another Italian player. Obviously played for AC Milan in real life. Tottenham wants him. He has got 12 goals in 20 for Holland. Did okay at the under 21s. 145 grand a week, and it's worth 63 million pounds. He was also at Fulham. We left him here. He had his second go in the Premier League, 31 games, 6 goals, not very good. Couldn't really step up. Went to Napoli for 39 million. So again, Fulham making a lot of money on 2 players. 11 in 22, not too bad, and then 17 in 24, coming alive this season. We've seen it, like I said, we've seen it with a few players coming alive this season. So, some of the season before, but definitely this season, we're seeing a real spring of them, doing bits for their teams and grabbing goals, grabbing assists, that sort of stuff. Bobby Moore, linchpin of English football for so long. He's at Man City. He started at Everton in this game, and I think we left him at Everton as well. He's worth £60 million now. Got a goal for England, 35 caps, 20 under 21 caps, no goals there. But for Man City, he's got 1 goal as well, a couple of assists dotted about there. Well, in Everton, in his career, rather, not for Man City. He has got 1 goal for Man City, but yeah, this season again, he's best by far, 36, 7.40 average. He's done quite well. He's been playing every season. He's got 140 appearances in his professional career already at what, 19? 21 he is. He's gone the other way. He's one of the older boys. He's kind of one of the older ones, so he's doing very well. He's coming along very nicely. We don't see a lot of these are strikers and attacking players. The defensive players are going to possibly make a difference for some of the teams that we're picking. So we've seen Roberto Baggio playing for England. There's going to be a few more possibly playing for England, but we've got a defender in there for England as well. That could be very telling on the international scene. As could Lev Yashin in goal for Russia. 41 caps already. Probably the best goalkeeper in the game by far. £60 million, 160 grand a week. Yeah, he's not. Did Tottenham go down, or was that Huddersfield? That must be Huddersfield, surely. That must be Huddersfield he got relegated and promoted with, surely. Yeah, of course it is. So we knew he got relegated. He stuck with them for another season in the Championship. He got promoted with them because we just saw that. We don't know how that went, but 38 conceded in 46, 20 clean sheets. Phenomenal. That's where we left him last time, I think, actually. Then he went for 58 million to Tottenham, 24 and 35, 16 clean sheets, 33 and 37, 12 clean sheets, and 29 in 38 games, 15 clean sheets. He's got 71 clean sheets in his career at 21 years of age. 154 let in 186. He's got a negative concession on his goals. He's conceded less than he's played. That is absolutely amazing, and that could be again something. Yeah, if Tottenham can keep hold of him, they've got a special player on their hands. Bobby Charlton. He didn't start at Southampton, but he's there now. So we didn't actually see that in their transfers. They've splashed the cash some of the money they made from those 2 strikers, I think it was, on Bobby Charlton in the midfield. 31 caps. What's that, 0? Is that 0 goals? I think it's 6. Again, it's the font killing my eyes. 135 grand a week. It's worth £60 million. And we left him here. They didn't get relegated, but they did eventually. Kept him for another season. Not really progressing maybe at the rate we'd expect. Grabbing a couple of goals and assists, but the average rating struggling. Then he played 1 game in the Championship for Palace. Not great. Before Southampton spent £41 million on him, bringing back to the Premier League. Again, not amazing. 2 goals, 3 assists in 34. But then again, this season, springboarded in what he was doing. Not at the level of some of the others, but a much higher level than what we've seen from him. And he's got a 7.08 average, 8 goals. I mean, that's far and away his highest return. 37 games, only missed one. Well, that's sub appearances as well. And yeah, 2 player of the matches, 3 assists. So much better showing from him this season around. And I don't think he'll be at Southampton for much longer if he carries on the way he's going. £94 million release fee for clubs in Champions League expires in 1 season. Kenny Dalglish at Leicester. He's a one-man club so far. He is wanted now. He's wanted by Tottenham. So they've got a goalkeeper. They want to put a striker in. They've also got Georgie Best still as well. So they want one for every position. They'll be going for a defender soon. But £57 million value, 55 grand a week. What's that? 66 grand a week. 66. He's got 18 in 31 for Scotland. Doing not too badly. So we left him here. Again, another averaging mediocre season for Leicester really. They're not going down, but they're not really doing... The players aren't really doing too much. But these last 2 seasons, 16 and 15, 37 and 34, much better showing. And it looks like again this season, the last 2 seasons, really pushing through, and we've seen a real difference in what players are starting to do. I think we're going to see some big transfers coming in the next episode. I'm very, very sure. Diego Armando Maradona. He's still at Brighton. How is this possible? He is wanted by Chelsea, Everton, Southampton, Tottenham, West Ham. Southampton looking to spend some more of that cash. Tottenham wanted another player. No Manchester clubs in there, but Chelsea involved. Yeah, he's still a wonder kid at 20 years of age. He's not 21 yet. Well, obviously he can still be a wonder kid at 21, I think. £55 million, 120 grand a week, 4 goals and 10 for Argentina. What's he doing for Brighton? Stayed up all this time. Probably in no small part down to Diego Maradona. We left him here with 16 and 33. Tailed off a little bit this season, not too sure what happened there. Only 8 goals, 1 assist. Possibly a season of injuries, something like that. But they kept up. 38 games played, every game, 1 sub appearance in that. 10 goals, 5 assists and 7.16. And then again missed 1 game. Played them all, no sub appearances in there. 11 goals, 3 assists and 5 player matches. So yeah, again another good season was showing from Diego Maradona. Still at Brighton though. I'd be amazed if he's still there next season. He's wanted by, or the next save rather. His preferred choice is Tottenham, so that suggests maybe Tottenham have had a couple of titles in that time. Who knows? Paolo Maldini, still at Wolves. Crazy. I wasn't expecting that to be the case. He's won the World Cup, so we know Italy won the World Cup in 2022 now. He's got 36 caps already, no goals. £48.5 million, 68 grand a week for Paolo. And yeah, a little bit of a blip here, less games and less average ratings, so possibly a season of injury in there maybe. Grabbed his first couple of goals in the team as well, no assists, 1 player in a match, and his best average rating so far as well. Just after the World Cup, so one a bit behind from winning the World Cup obviously, and has a good season with Wolves. That's very good to see. Gerd Müller, he's still at Arsenal. He's got a cap for Germany, 20 years of age, still worth £42.5 million. He's progressed a lot of his stuff quite well. There's a few technicals that are a little bit on the low side, but you know, does he need passing when he's putting it back in the net? Not so much. He's on 47.5 grand a week, yeah, £42.5 million value. He's had a couple of loans by the looks of it. So we knew he had this loan when we left. He had Everton, didn't do too much. Then he went on loan to Newcastle in the Championship, 15 and 44. Good progress. Come back, got into the Arsenal team, 1 in 2 conversion rate there, 7.34, and then 6 in 11. Slightly better conversion rate and a couple of assists in for good measure as well. 7.43 average rating. So he is improving, and he was down the bottom at one point. He wasn't a wonder kid. He is a wonder kid now. So yeah, he's on the improvement list. Ronaldinho, unsurprisingly, isn't still at Burnley. I mean, I say that Maradona's still at Brighton and stuff, so he could well have been. Still not capped for Brazil. Very interesting. 39 million, 35 grand a week. He's not a wonder kid. He's not maybe progressing. I mean, look at his stats. I'd say they're better than someone like Gerd Müller. He's got far more rounded attributes, I'd say, but not fancy for Brazil. They've probably got a lot of players in his position already. But he goes to Sporting Lisbon for £7 million. We knew he was possibly going cheap, didn't we? I think his contract was running out, so they cashed in while they could. 6 goals in 18 appearances before he left. No, in his first season, sorry. And then 19 and 5 goals in his second. And then, yeah, came alive this season. 19 goals, 23 appearances, 7.71, 7 assists in there as well. Yeah, he's come on very nicely. I'm sure he's going to shoot up those positions as well. I mean, we're saying that about everyone. Someone's got to come down the bottom, but I'm sure we're going to see some Brazil caps pop up in there as well. Maybe if he gets a move from Sporting to a bigger club, you might see that. Barcelona perhaps, who knows. He's not wanted at the moment. He's got a minimum fee release clause of 51, so we've seen more spent on worse. And have we reached the bottom already? I think he's the bottom player. He is. Okay, so Ronaldinho is the bottom player at £39 million. Not too bad really, is it? So let's see how the Premier League's got on. I think we did look at this at the end of last season. English Premier League. Holders are Man City. We'll go to stages. We can actually have a look at it properly. So we left it in 1920, I think, didn't we? Yes. Man United had just won the title. Well, with 12 points clear of Liverpool. Arsenal only 4. Newcastle leaders. Yeah, we did see that. So the next season was Liverpool getting the title back. I think they won the first season. 5 points clear of Man United. Oh, Tottenham, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal coming down in 6th. A long way off. Oh no, they weren't too far off of 5th, but then Southampton way back in 7th off the top 6, and that's where there's kind of a split here. Fulham finally went down again, Palace and Villa. Quite close between the bottom 4. Preston in there, very strange team we'd see in there, but they survived. And then Man City get the title back eventually, 3 points clear of Arsenal. Good bounce back, good recovery. Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, Southampton still fighting around there. Good mid-table finish place there for Preston. Leeds in the mixer as well. Burnley, Stoke and Cardiff going down. So I don't know if that was at this point Ronaldinho. I think he'd already left. But that made Burnley a little bit weaker and they went down. And then the season just gone. Man City getting the title. Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal in 5th. Chelsea, Watford creeping up. Brighton, Preston finally go down, Ipswich come up and go down. Southampton, I don't know if that's to do with selling the players they sold or what, but really big fall from grace for them. So that's a strange one. We'll have a look at the FA Cup. I mean, I'm only looking at England really. I don't have the other leagues loaded, I don't think. And I mean, we have got a lot of players in those other leagues, but we can't really go into it too much. Should be at the final, yes we are. 1920, yeah, we saw Man City beat Arsenal. Man United then beat Tottenham in extra time. At Tottenham's former home ground, of course, at Wembley. And then Southampton, playing, and we've said a good couple of seasons, beat Chelsea in extra time. So that was in 21-22. And then this season, Man United have just beaten Man City at Wembley 2-1. So we won't look at the League Cup, we'll look at the Champions League. We're going to look at the UEFA Cup as well, actually. Let's see. Club World Championship, no. Sky Bet Championship, no. Right, let's just go to Man United. Schedule. Champions Cup. Stages. Final. We did look at final. So you'll do that for every single one it is, isn't it? So 2021 was where we came to. Real Madrid are beaten by Barcelona 1-0. 21-22. We have PSG beating Liverpool at the Nou Camp. It's a shame we can't lock that in. That's a bit annoying. And then PSG are about to play Man United, so we haven't seen that happen just yet. When's that getting played? Not too sure. Not too concerned about that. If we go down to Euro Cup. If we go back to the start, we haven't looked at any of these. Ajax beat Man United in the very first season, 2-1. Then Tottenham lost to Valencia in Gdansk, lost that in Poland. Then it says 2021, Chelsea lost to Tottenham on penalties at Ibrox. And then last season, Arsenal beat Valencia. Did Valencia just win it? No, they won it a couple of years ago. Arsenal beat Valencia 2-0 in extra time. Don't think we can see that. A bit biased for me to look at that one and not the others, but you know, can't be helped. And then this season, Milan nudged out after a 1-1 draw in Russia by Chelsea. So Chelsea avenging their demons of playing at a final on penalties in Russia. Also lost to Man United in 2008, I think it was. I remember that day. It's very messy. I'm not a Man United fan, but I remember that it was around my birthday. My mate's a Man United fan. Just a messy night and a messy next day. 2 days of just getting absolutely smashed out of our nut. Let's see what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the. The European Championships and the World Cup, I think. So if we go to schedule, European Championship qualifiers, we don't want the qualifiers. 2024, so we can go to 2020. We go straight to the final. We'll go to semi-final actually. So Russia got there with Lev Yashin in goal, beating Italy in the semi-final, and then Spain beat England 1-0. It was in England. Well, no, hold of Spain hosts Germany. Well, in 2024 it's in Germany. We know Spain won it already. And then, because it's the holders, but it's in one country. I thought it was played sort of everywhere now, but this is all in London. Is that really happening in 2020? England hosting it? I might be wrong. Might be true. I don't know. But Russia, Lev Yashin lose to Spain 1-0 in that one. If we go up to, is that the World Cup European qualifying? We don't want the qualifying. Can we go down to World Cup? Okay, it's a bit annoying. What we'll do, we'll go up here to World Cup. I think that happened in 2022. We know Italy won it because we saw Maldini come out of that. Let's go through these groups actually. If we go to all groups, so Germany and USA. So the hosts were USA, Canada and Mexico. That's 2026. I think this is still in Qatar because Qatar are there. Chile finishing bottom. We've got England, Serbia, Cameroon and Iran. We've got France, Wales, Uruguay, Ivory Coast, Italy, Mexico, Australia and Algeria, Portugal, Croatia, knocking out Colombia and Japan, Holland and Argentina, unsurprisingly knocking out Russia and South Korea, and then Belgium and Spain getting through at the expense of Senegal and New Zealand, and Brazil and Denmark with Jamaica and Mali. So if we go to the semi-final, we have Italy beating Belgium and England beating Spain. So then Italy obviously beat third place playoff, Spain lost to Belgium, and then Italy beat England on penalties in Doha. So yeah, it was obviously still in. Well, is Doha not UAE? I think it is. Khalifa, I think it's the UAE. So was it moved? Possibly moved to, unless it was jointly held with Qatar or something. I'm not too sure in this version. But yeah, Italy beating England on penalties. We can't see it unfortunately to see who did the damage and who missed for England most likely. But yeah, that's I think where we're going to leave today. Yeah, we won't look at. There's a few things we're going to look at the end that I've got written down, but not each episode. So yeah, if you enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like. If you've got any comments to make, any predictions, like I say every episode, of what you think might happen in the upcoming episodes, drop them down below. They'll be coming out hopefully every day this week as you're watching this. I'm going for a good 7-day series, 7 days in a row. It won't skip the weekends out, we'll drop them on that as well. And if you're new to the channel, please drop a sub there as well, and a notification bell. Keep up with all these experiments and whatnot. I've got a few more planned. I've got to put them into practice before I can record them. But yeah, they're in the pipeline possibly, and obviously got the Arsenal save ongoing and the Carl Shorten save ongoing. So yeah, until tomorrow for episode 4, which is 2027 when they're 25 years old. So get your bets in now. I'll see you next time. Take care.